guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here for an emergency video. Basically, you may have seen my video where I made my entry for Rachel's birthday giveaway. And I was having quite major issues with my glue, and I did kind of joke about it at the time, saying, oh, my piece will be stiff as board, you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, I obviously left it to dry overnight. Emailed Rachel saying, oh, I'm really excited, can I have your address, you know, completed your piece. And then I've come this morning to grab it and post it. Look at the state of it. It's so thick and stiff, and it's just curly and bumpy and just, yeah, not at all what I'd obviously set out to make. So I'm sort of horrified, because obviously when you're sending it to somebody, you know, who's really very talented herself and everything else, I wanted it to be lovely. So yeah, what I'm going to do is keep this, and I'm going to make this into, you know, possibly a journal or something like that itself, because I still love it, but it's a little bit stiff for obviously the piece that I had in mind. So I don't really want to kind of use it for what I had in mind. So attempt number 2. I've quickly got on and started making something else to send her, and actually I then suddenly thought, well, this is going to be weird, because if she then shows my entry on camera, you're all going to wonder why it's not the thing that I made. So I thought, right, I'm going to quickly come back and, you know, do the video, but with you guys as well. So that's what I'm here now doing. So I have taken just some magazine page here, folded it into like a 3-way booklet. I've inked it up. It's painted magazine page. Sorry, I should have said that. Painted magazine page. I've inked it up quite a lot, and obviously popped this onto the front cover. So that's, you know, looking nice now as a little pull out. And then what I thought I'd do is just do a glassine bag to pop it in. So this is just a glassine bag, I think. Well, I don't know where I got these actually. They might have even been from IKEA at the, you know, the end bit with the fast food, because this has got like a gusset bit. So I'm pretty sure that I haven't bought this, you know, because my ones were flat that I bought, plus they were a lot smaller. So I'm still going to use the same kit. I'm still going to use my Florentine kit, because obviously, you know, that's what I kind of started out doing. Obviously, I don't want to do a repeat item, just, you know, repeating the item, because how boring would that be for you guys? And to be honest, even for myself, because I don't tend to make repeats. So I don't really want to kind of do that. So what I thought that I would do instead is just quickly come on and, you know, do something slightly different, but using the same kit. So I've got doily and things like that, and obviously I've got the papers and things, but I'm just going to, yeah, decorate it slightly differently. So first of all, I'm going to ink up my glassine bag. Now, in an ideal world, I would have coffee dyed this, to be fair. Obviously, because this is now like an emergency situation, I don't have time for coffee dyeing. So I'm just going to ink around the bag, you know, and use it like that instead, which is fine, absolutely fine. So it's all, you know, it's all good anyway. But isn't that just so typical? I mean, when I was doing it with the glue, I thought, this is not going well, you know, this is going to be really super stiff. However, when I came up this morning and felt just how stiff it was and how curly it had gone, I just thought, oh, this is too embarrassing to send. I think it will be nice, you know, to make something else from. But yeah, I mean, obviously you couldn't really fob that off as a journal page, because it would probably be thicker than the cover of the journal. So yeah, anyway. So I thought, let's just come on and do something else, and then I won't have to be embarrassed at sending something that's turned out, you know, completely not what I'd set out to to make in the first place. Right, because I'm obviously popping this in, I mean, I'm a little bit matchy-matchy. If you watch my channel, you'll know that, you know, I have a bit of an obsession with the whole matchy-matchy thing. So I'm going to take some of the background page, which is like a coordinating effect, you know, and I'm just going to tear around that. And just pop that down there, I think. So I'll just tear it down so as it fits. Oh, it's so annoying, isn't it? I just, oh. I mean, I don't really mind when things go wrong ordinarily, but obviously when you're planning on them posting something off, it's just not really ideal, is it? Because, you know, I feel sort of time bound to, you know, get it in the post and things. So anyway, I will obviously email Rachel again and say, oh my gosh, please ignore that first video because it's not going to resemble that at all. Had to make a second item, so yeah. Right, just wondered whether I could use this lady on here. I'm not too sure now. Maybe has a bit too much blue for using here, or perhaps I just don't really like the effect like on top of here, to be fair. So yeah, I was going to use that because it was just off some background pages, you know, that I've got here printed on paper, but actually I don't think I'm going to go for that. So let's have a look back through the ephemera pieces. I mean, these are obviously printed on card, so, you know, they're a lot thicker. Hopefully they're not going to turn out as thick, obviously, as my original piece that I made, because that would be just awful. I'd be having to make a third piece. Yeah, anyway, so it's not a problem, because I will obviously use that, but just in a different way to how I'd originally made it. So just a bit of a warning there, guys. You know, if your glue is really like going thick, it's not great to use. I knew that at the time, but I thought maybe I could get away with it, but no, I obviously couldn't. Right, I'm going to just pop that down like that. So let's take my new glue, which hopefully not oozing out at the rate of knots. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's so annoying because our heating has gone wrong. So we've got the heating engineer coming out today. Today is Saturday when I'm filming this, but I know that it won't be uploaded on Saturday. Obviously I've made my original piece on the Friday. Yeah, we've got to have the heating engineer coming out, so I hope he can fix it. It's so annoying because it's not very warm, obviously, and we've got no hot water, although luckily by flicking the boiler kind of on and off a few times, you can kind of trick it into getting a little bit of hot water out. So I was able to still have my shower, you know, this morning. But, I mean, certainly there wasn't, like, enough to wash my hair or anything. I mean, not that I wash my hair every day, but actually today it could do with a wash. But, yeah. Oops, come on. our boiler had gone wrong a few years ago. I don't know, 3 years ago or something. And we could not trick it into getting any hot water. Oh my goodness. Having those cold showers. Oh, it's just hideous. It literally makes you feel like you're going to have a heart attack. It's kind of like so shocking on the senses. Yeah, I mean, to me, it literally made me feel like I was going to have a heart attack. So I wasn't like relishing the idea of doing that this morning. And there's no way in a million years I was going to stand under there long enough to be able to wash my hair. Because although we'd obviously tricked it into the hot water, I didn't want that to stop, you know, the hot water to stop and then go back to cold water and my hair be full of shampoo that then I had to persevere by getting it out with the cold water. But yeah, it literally makes you feel like you're going to have a heart attack, I think. I mean, I know that some people kind of swear by having a cold shower, but whoa, not for me. It's just awful. Awful, awful, awful. I mean, they say it's very good for you, don't they? But I mean, how that's good for you is beyond me. I mean, I guess it's because it's, I don't know. There's probably some sciencey people out there who could tell me exactly why, but science isn't really my strong point. So yeah, I mean, I'm guessing it kind of shocks your system. It certainly shocked my system, I have to say. But yeah, just horrible. So I was pleased that I was able to at least trick the system enough to get a little bit of hot water out for a shower this morning. Sorry, I'm just rummaging in my tin again for Brad's to pop into my little journal book plate thing. Oh, come on, Brad's. I really shouldn't be keeping my Brads just in this tin mixed in with everything else, to be honest. I should just have a little pot separate for them, because then I wouldn't be having to rummage around to this extent. I'm continuing to rummage around now because they're now different sizes. I had one big one and one small one. Oh no, I had two small ones. Oh well, now I've got three small ones. Oh well. Right. Okay, so let's just punch my, well, not punch my holes, but pierce my holes. There we go. Yeah, I mean, we're very spoilt these days, aren't we? I know I say things like that all the time, but, you know, when you kind of think years ago when people didn't have hot water, or, you know, I mean, they had to go outside, and oh, we're so lucky, aren't we? And obviously there's parts of the world where, you know, they're not fortunate at all, so you can't imagine what life's like for those people in those places, can't you? You know, we are so lucky, and yeah, just a bit of sort of hardship, and it's like, oh no, you know, I'm not going to be able to shower with hot water. But I mean, there's people obviously with far worse situations going on a daily basis still now, and that's just shocking, isn't it? So let me just stop the video. Hold on. Sorry about that, because everybody's at home, obviously. I suddenly could hear my daughter grizzling. She'd obviously been doing something, and then my husband was obviously telling her off, and then she was grizzling, and I just thought, well, nobody wants to hear that, do they? So, right. That's quite nice, isn't it? So I'm going to just glue this with my hot glue gun. I just always do it with the hot glue gun, these book plates, because they've got the brads in them. You know, I like them to stick nicely, because obviously, you know, having those brads, I'm aware that they're sort of lumpy-ish, if you see what I mean. Okay, so I've got one of my little button embellishments there that I just thought that might look quite cute to the side. So let's just pop this bit of lace down here. I just try and apply the glue directly to the lace. Again, I probably should not have dabbed that with my hand, but oh, bad habits sometimes. Okay, right. Okay, so that's looking fine, and then let's take my little button piece and there or there. Let's just pop it on the corner there, I think. Well, these things happen, don't they? You know, it's fate, isn't it? So, you know, it was fate, obviously, that that other piece turned out so solid and couldn't send that off. You know, and I guess on the plus side, it's now another little project that we can do together, is altering that and making it something more usable. So, all is not lost. All is not lost. Right, so that's that side. We'll decorate this side up as well. So I'll just turn that over so I don't get it stuck. So obviously this is my little insert that's going to go in here. Oh, come on. Don't tell me this now doesn't fit. That'll be the next thing. Right, it does fit. I just, for some reason, was finding that very fiddly to do. And I suddenly then thought, oh my gosh, we've not put bling on this. Heaven forbid that it would not have any bling. That would just be awful, wouldn't it? Not sure how the bling looks beside that little button embellishment, to be fair. Not sure now. Not sure, so I might come back to that. So let's just decorate up the back. So let me pull in the other pieces again. Do this side like that. Yeah, that's not too bad, is it? So if I just tear this down. I mean, I do just like to tear things, to be fair. So there we go. Just going to tear it down here. Now, do I want to tear at the top as well? Should we leave that straight? What did we do on the other side? I don't mind it straight, but I probably should tear it down just for sort of consistency. So I hope everyone's having a good day. Hope you're doing something nice, getting some nice projects done somewhere. Okay, glue this down. Okay. Hope the weather's nice where you all are. So far, it's dry today. I haven't actually watched the weather forecast. Actually, I've just looked out, and although I've just said it's dry, it's looking very grey. So although it's dry, it might not be that way for long. So yeah, did I ink that up? I don't know whether I did now. Oh well, I'm just going to ink this up a little bit. Okay, right, what should we pop on there? Let's just have a look and see what bits and pieces that we've got. Oh, she's quite nice, isn't she? Right, let me just going to cut this out, but actually I have also just now thinking perhaps we should go for this one, because she's kind of like matching the front a little bit more. Oh, decisions. So hard sometimes, isn't it? Well, probably not for some people, but it's so hard in the world of crafting, I find. Right, let's see, do we want some doily somewhere here? I mean, actually, I just love this as it is, to be honest. It's almost a bit of a shame to cover that up, I think. Wonder if we could just, you know, just have something small there so as we're not covering it up completely. Got some of my dictionary definitions. We could have those. Could have the rest of that little bit of lace or something. Just, I really like that that paper. It's really pretty, and yeah, I don't necessarily want to cover it up now. We could have like a couple of flowers or something. Well, that's quite nice, isn't it? Perhaps we'll do that instead. So, oops. Come on. Okay. Just mop that up. Okay, and then I'm just going to ink these flowers up a little bit. And we'll just pop those down. Like that. Just have that, I think, like that. So I'm just going to glue this down. Come on, glue. I really don't want any more glue problems today because, oh my gosh, I've had enough of glue problems now. And the funny thing was, I was so nervous about making that piece because I thought, oh, it's for somebody else. And, you know, obviously during the video, I talked about the fact that, you know, I talked about the cake thing that I was then, you know, made for work, and I didn't have the correct, my normal, you know, I didn't have my normal butter or, you know, spread or whatever. And lo and behold, I had a similar experience then. Right. It was like I knew. And like, you know, I kind of almost was right to be nervous because then it was, you know, it didn't turn out great. So I obviously had a sort of inkling. Well, I kind of did. I mean, when I was gluing it down, I know I kept on saying, oh no, this is going to be really stiff, really stiff. I didn't expect it to be quite as stiff and quite as curly, you know, that I just thought, oh gosh, how's this going to stick in a journal? You know, be stitched in, it would just be awful. So, yes. And I just wouldn't feel happy then posting that off. You know, there's just, you know, it can be altered and I will feel happy with how I use it, but for that particular thing I wouldn't feel happy because obviously, you know, that would just be really a strange thing. Right, now I've got a bit of a crease in this bag, which is a bit of a shame. I don't know whether I did that. I probably did, truth be known. Oh well. Right, so we're just going to spread that out a bit. And then on the inside, perhaps we'll just put something, you know, nice and neutral, just like a bit of journaling page or something, you know, something to just journal on. Actually, I'm just wondering could put that magazine page there. This is the rest of that magazine page. So let's just fold that up. And that way I know that they'll be roughly the same size when I cut them. Just going to round the corners. Like that. Okay, now can you see this edge? That's where obviously it's been torn from the magazine. Now personally I quite like that. I hope Rachel will. I realise that's probably not everyone's cup of tea, but I think that's, you know, kind of nice. So I will probably leave that rather than cut that off. So that's quite cool, isn't it? Because then that's your two pages there. So I'll just ink that up a little bit. I know I go on about this every time I ever use these painted magazine pages, but seriously, they feel so yummy. I just really love how they feel. I don't know why, but there's just something magical kind of happens when the paint goes, you know, dries on the magazine page. They feel just so lovely. You know, like really super soft, like super soft. They just turn out absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so we've got those there. Now let's just see whether we would pop some flowers. Let me cut that flower down. I'm going to get rid of that leaf altogether. That down there as well. And actually I need to cut the side of that envelope bag, sorry, open. So I'll just glue this down. Seriously, don't be mucking me about today now. Come on, you're a brand new bottle. Don't want any more mucking about with glue. Okay. Okie dokie. Right. Okay, got that down. Okay. And then we'll just pop this one down. I think what's happening is the glue's even getting cold, you know, where the house is now so cold. Oh, come on. This is going to be one of those bottles of glue, you know, brand new, and straight away it's like not playing the game. I know I've said this before, but I mean, sometimes you get glue and it's like brilliant the whole time you're using it. And it's like, oh, this was just, you know, lovely, lovely, lovely to use. And other times I buy bottles of glue and literally from the time I open them, they're like one problem after another. I hope this is not going to be one of those, because that would be very irritating. Right, let's put the lid on, keep it upside down. Okay. Okie dokie. Right, did I ink these flowers? I can't even remember. So I'll just ink them. might have one there. I've got some of my little number thingamajigglies. I wonder whether we could have one of those somewhere. Let's just cut out that number 8. Only because that one's inked up already. All ready to go. So it saves me having to do anything with that. So let's just pop that down like that. Okay, just dab that off, and then we'll just pop this one down. Okay, like that. Right. Okay, so I'm liking how that looks so far. I might just leave this side plain. Is that really boring? Could just, I guess, have a little bit of lace or something. I mean, everything's always better with lace, isn't it? Look at that. Just instantly looks nice with the lace. Oops. Taken to running my finger down, sort of dabbing off excess glue before actually you know, popping it down. Just so then hopefully there's less glue showing through the lace. Right, let me just check here because I'm pretty sure that I, you know, dabbed that glue off the edge there. Okay, just trim that down. And I quite like it overhanging, you know, I think that's quite nice. So I will leave that like that. And then this side, I just need to open this up, which I probably should have done obviously first of all before decorating it, but never mind. Okay, so then you've got your pocket that side. Again, do we want a bit of lace or anything there? Looks like it was just meant to be, doesn't it? Because it's perfect length. So, you know, even if there was any doubt, the fact it just fitted there kind of made me think, oh, it was meant to go there. Literally was meant to go there. There we go. So again, just dab that off. So I just now need something to go into this pocket on this side. So obviously we've got that fold out magazine-y bit on the other side. Let's just have a look on my desk and see what type of thing we could conjure up, to be honest. I should have bought some other magazine page in for this, but never mind. Got some coffee dyed paper here. So should we just make a little, maybe like a little folding piece or something to go in that pocket? Yeah, let's just do that. So just trim that down. Yeah, hopefully Rachel will laugh when when I email her and tell her what happened. Because when I emailed for her address, I said, you know, I've done my project, blah, blah, blah. I apologise in advance. The piece is probably going to be stiff as a board because I had glue issues. So, yep, she will hopefully find this quite funny. And hey, bonus, because now I've got two projects. You know, I've got another project now to work with to use that piece. Oops, that's an awful bit of cutting. Oh my gosh, what is going on here? I'd obviously made a terrible job of cutting that. I don't think I've done it a lot better that time. So just, okay, let's now bin that. So might want to do something in similar sort of tones to that, I think. And actually I've got a journaling card here. Or that one. Let's just tear this down. Okay. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? And then it just matches in the, you know, the pocket where it's going. So yeah, I like that. So just ink around a little bit. Obviously this is coffee dyed paper. So, you know, I don't need to ink it too much. I'll just then... just ink this a little bit. Okay, just pop that down. Okay. It's all silent downstairs, so whatever was going on earlier on with my daughter is obviously all stopped now. She was probably doing something like, you know, climbing up to get some sweets or something from the larder cupboard, I suspect. She's always dragging like the kitchen chairs across and then standing on the chair to get like sweets or crisps or, you know, like the naughty type food that, you know, kids love. So yeah, she was probably, I suspect, doing something like that. Again, I've got some of those like vintage, you know, the vintage pieces from the magazine. Wondering I could just use that. I used one of these pieces in the last piece I made for Rachel, the piece that I won't be sending. Could just pop that there. It's kind of fun, isn't it? And obviously that's quite nice because it is a proper vintage thing. So let me just peel off the double-sided tape. Do you know what? I haven't checked that I'm still filming. I should do that because that will be the next issue here. Oh, thank goodness. I just had this really horrible feeling and I thought, oh my gosh, imagine if now my camera's flicked off. I would have to do a third thing. And that really would be a case of like third time lucky, wouldn't it? Oh my gosh. And, you know, to be fair, stranger things have happened. Right. Now if I just stick that down like that. And then I'll just pop a bit of glue under that doily piece there. Like that. Okay. Okie dokie. And then final like finishing touch, just pop a little bit of lace or something on there. So again, this is some lace that I managed to buy during the half term, and it's this wide crochet lace. It was just from this independent shop up in the north here in England. I'm sure this could probably be found online. It's probably like 1.5 inches thick, but it's absolutely great because it's one of those lace that if I just show you, you know, like you can put your scissors in and then just like tear it against your scissors. and it's really then frayy, and I just love that. And again, I mean, it's quite wide, so I like to just then do it through the middle, and you know, the same thing, kind of tear it against the scissors. And isn't that just so scrumptious? It's just like really awesome to use then when it's like that. So actually I might use this piece, I suddenly thought. Yeah, just something really nice about how it looks when it's like that, I think. Actually, I'm going to put that on that side, I think. So again, I'll just apply my glue sort of direct to the lace. Come on, glue. Just dab it off a bit. Okay, press that down like that. Ah, now like, look, things stuck all over me. What is going on, honestly? Just awful, awful, awful messy crafting, so never mind. Right. Honestly, no wonder I'm constantly, you know, got things stuck all over me. Anyone would have, wouldn't they, if their fingers were covered in glue to that extent. Oh well. I'm just having a look around to see if I've got like a flower or anything that I could use. I mean, actually, I quite like that one. I know it's like, you know, kind of quite a contrast, but there's something sort of nice about that. Am I brave enough to use that? What do we think? Oh, and we've not put any bling on this piece either, so let's just pop a little bit of bling down. Just have that running down there. So I'll just glue that on. I would like a butterfly. Do I have any butterflies laying around, or is that going to be the next thing that I'll have to be rummaging through for? Probably. Oh. Now, going to just look down on it through the camera and see with the flower or without the flower. I mean, whatever I do, there's going to be some people who preferred it with and some people without, aren't there? I mean, I can't help but think that that flower is like a striking effect on there, but sometimes I just think, you know, I wonder whether like other people don't like the bright colours and things as much as I do, but it's a butterfly. It's a little bit on the big side, but do you know what? Never mind, because I don't want to be like here all day. I'll just apologise in advance because I have filmed a video recently that's going to be coming up on my channel, and oh my gosh, even I was horrified. Because I had stopped and started it so many times, I completely lost track of how long that video was. And it's turned out 1 hour and 25 minutes. So I'm just going to put that out there now. There's just no, there's no explanation as to why that happened. Well, there is, you know, in fairness, as I say, I had to stop and start so many times that I literally completely lost track of how long I had filmed for. Not lost track as in, you know, like got absorbed in what I was doing. I was aware it was quite long, but obviously because the video had been like switched off, switched on, switched off, switched on, I no longer had any, you know, sort of semblance of how long all those chunks amounted to, if that makes sense. So yeah, it was only when then I came to actually upload, you know, edit it and put all those little bits and bobs together that, oh my God, horror of horror, it was then huge. 125 minutes. 125 minutes? Might as well have been. An hour. an hour and 25 minutes. So yes, that's coming up on my channel. So I can only apologise for the appalling loss of time, basically. I just really, you know, time just got away from me, and that was the result, was just this, like, you know. And I said actually in the next video that I did, because it's this part of my series that's coming up, you know, wow, it was like the length of a feature film. Clearly not as riveting to watch as a feature film, but the length of a feature film. I mean, what on earth? Just wondering if I want to have a little bit more bling on that butterfly. Just, is that like overkill? Well, I think you can never have too much bling, so others may think it's overkill, but right. And then I'm going to stop here and call it quits, because otherwise I might just be like adding and, you know, actually making it just look appalling from so much stuff. So yeah, I'm just going to leave that like that. Right, okay. So I shall email Rachel and tell her to please ignore my last, or, you know, my first project, and this one will now be winging its way to her instead. Obviously, I will be doing a video coming up another time not fixing, but, you know, somehow making use of this really stiff project that we have here. You know, I'm not quite sure yet what we'll do with it, but there will be something. So yeah, that's that. This obviously is going to go in the back pocket like that. Okay, right, all done. So Rachel, this one will now be winging its way to you, not the other one. And yeah, hope that you enjoyed the second video, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys again soon. Thanks then, bye.